If you're in the market for a Toyota Tundra, you're going to want to stick around until the very end of this video because I'm going to thoroughly explain how to make negotiating the Tundra way easier so you can get a sick deal on one. Now, a client I was recently consulting on the phone was telling me all about his experience shopping for a Tundra, and he's actually shocked that a lot of the dealers are falling in pretty much the same range of each other in terms of their discounts they're offering over the phone or through email. He's out in Texas, and what I know about Texas dealers, they are tough to squeeze a good deal out of. However, you guys, I have never seen Toyota list off so many Tundras on Car Gurus with discounts of greater than 10% off of MSRP. Yeah, probably some of them are lumping in every single available rebate, but when I told my client that it would be worth extending his search a bit to other dealers a bit further out, the pricing he got from a couple of the dealers got way better. Now, earlier this year, Toyota spent nearly $500 million making sure the owners of defective Tundras were kept happy by replacing 100,000 defective engines. Does this sound like a company that's hiding from its problems? No, but it does sound like it has affected PR quite a bit. And yes, inventory has started to accumulate. This is more so true for the Tacoma. However, Tundra inventory is getting up there too. Now, if you ask me if I think Toyota has lost its credibility and its reliability should be questioned, hell no, man. Especially if we're stacking it against all the other companies. However, because of overall stop sales, inventory issues, and recalls at Toyota, a lot of customers have just avoided the brand altogether, and that's really caught up to them. Now, if you poke around a little bit, you'll be able to find that a lot of dealers have no problem discounting fat discounts off a Tundra, especially right now, which is historically the worst couple months for car sales. What I want to do for you in this video is use real-time sales and inventory data, discount targets, current incentives, purchase and lease payment estimates, and resale value, and pull this all together so I can tell you as a car guy how I would go about getting the best deal on a Toyota Tundra. All the supplemental data I'm going to go over in this video, as well as access to dealer pricing, is going to be available for you by clicking here or the links in the description below. Are you ready? Let's go. So initially, when I went through the data to put this negotiation guide together, I thought that the Tundra had one of its worst years in a while, because if you look at the numbers, it barely sold any Tundras compared to the top dogs. However, on closer inspection, they actually had a record year this year. The usual year for the Tundra is around 100 to 125,000 units sold. This year, Toyota banged out 160,000 of them. Now, what about Ford and Chevy and all them, right? Well, Ford also had a pretty good year. Not a record year, but they managed to sell about 600,000 more F-150s than Toyota, and Chevy sold about 400,000 more Silverados than Toyota. I can probably tell you why Toyota doesn't sell as many Tundras as the other guys. The Tundra, for me, never screamed out bold and manly and really American like the F-150s and the Silverados do. Let's be brutally honest here. So inventory is also a little bit of a problem at Toyota. Actually, I wouldn't say really it's a problem. They've got the perfect amount of supply to meet the demand at the moment. So roughly 13,000 Tundras, and the other guys like Ford have about 80,000, Chevy with about 55,000, and Ram with about 35,000. If you're hoping for a hybrid, your chances of finding one are going to be a bit slim, because right now Toyota has about 1,700 hybrids and 11,000 regular gas model Tundras, with the large majority of them being 4x4s. Trim by trim, we're seeing about half of all inventory as SR5 Crewmaxes and another bulk of them as limited Crewmaxes. And I think just judging how inventory looks, the SR5 Crewmax is going to be the way to go. So the Tundra I've got picked out is an SR5 Crewmax 4x4, and mine has an MSRP of $55,118, which feels just about right for a Tundra. I can't imagine paying 80 grand for a decked out Tundra. I really can't. I feel like it defeats the whole purpose of this thing altogether. Now, how aggressive should you get in terms of discount? Very I'm talking try to target about 9 to 10% off MSRP as a minimum, and I'm certain you'll get it after a couple tries. Getting 10% off would land you at a target selling price of $49,606. I'm fairly confident that the Tundra is probably the lowest priced truck on the market right now that you'll find, all things considered. And this is kind of a big deal because the average SUV nowadays is like $40,000 to $50,000. Actually, I think I saw on Toyota's website that the Tundra actually starts at $40K, which is pretty fair in my opinion. Here's where it gets sick. Toyota is offering two major incentives. They're offering 2.99% up to 72 months on the Tundra, or you can get a $2,000 rebate instead if you're not financing with the promotional APR. I feel like if you're not paying cash and are planning to finance, the best way to go on this thing is probably to take the promotional financing, but definitely do out your own math there. The math I'm about to do is for this MSRP and this unique scenario. Now, assuming you did take the rebate and wanted to do a rapid pay down of a standard 60-month loan, your adjusted target selling price would go down to $47,606. But say you didn't take the $2,000 and you wanted the promotional financing, assuming you finance $49,606 at 2.99% at 72, just paying your state taxes and dealer fees up front, your payment would be $766 a month, and your total 6-year cost, and this is assuming mass taxes, would be about $58,333. Car Edge is assuming a 58% resale value at the 6-year mark, making the potential resale about $32,000. And get ready for this one. I checked Car Gurus for a 2019 with less than 70K, and they were listing out for about $36,000, you guys. That's actually pretty wild considering it would actually cost you more to lease it for 3 years as opposed to just buying it and holding it for 6 using this resale value. How do I know? Well, you lease customers, it's your turn. The Tundra currently has a 65% residual at 36 months and 12,000 miles a year, and a 0.00133 money factor, which if you know Toyota, you know that is absolutely nuts. It's incredibly low. They usually set the Tundra's money factor well above 0.002, sometimes nearing 0.003. Plugging this all into the lease calculator, assuming you got 10% off, assuming you paid your inception fees to its start, and assuming you hit like and subscribe, we'd be talking about $496 a month. That's not including tax, and this would result in a total 3-year cost of $20,527. What's funny is that this is an absolutely awesome lease payment, but for some reason, it still bothers me a lot, and I feel like it's a stupid idea to lease it. So now you're probably wondering, what would I do personally? I feel like my total cost to buy the Tundra and then trade it in 5 or 6 years would probably be around this number that it's costing to lease. I feel like leasing this is really for those on a tight budget, and really it would make far more sense to cough up another couple $100 a month, take the promo financing if you could use the extra time with a lower rate, or take the rebate if you're trying to do a quick pay down and avoid the interest piling up. I would buy it and hold it for a little while, you guys. 100%. All the data I've mentioned, as well as access to local dealer pricing and my cheat sheet, is available for you by clicking here or the links in the description below. If you'd like to book a quick call with me to discuss your situation, my schedule is in the description box below as well. If you found this information useful, please consider subscribing. Thank you so much for watching. We'll see you next time.